Hey there guys, Rules for Rebels here with episode 18 of Side Hustle Thursdays, where every Tuesday and Thursday we tell the story of a real-life entrepreneur who started a side hustle outside of their 9-to-5 job. So today's story is about somebody using a skill they already have to make some additional income. Today's story is about Jake Pasco. Jake worked in higher education at a university, and he also played the guitar and sang for fun, as well as doing some paid gigs, but nothing big, more just playing bars for free beer and maybe making a couple bucks on the side. Over the years, Jake had started various side hustles, some successful, some which fell flat. One day, Jake had an idea. He would offer guitar lessons. Now, I get this idea isn't terribly original. A lot of people know how to play the guitar, at least a few chords, that is. And there's also a lot of people offering guitar lessons, not just professionals, but amateurs as well. So there's a lot of competition out there, and basically there is no shortage of guitar teachers. However, that said, most people do not put much effort into their ads. If you've ever seen a flyer hung up for guitar lessons or even a Craigslist ad, it's typically not much more than, "I offer guitar lessons," and a phone number. Not much to sell you on that person's skill level as a guitar player or their teaching skills or teaching style. So Jake realized he had a chance to make a better ad and hopefully stand out from the pack. So Jake's ad went like this: "The most awesome guitar lessons in the universe. If you want to play but don't have much free time, I can help. I provide instruction to busy kids and adults who already have packed schedules. You can come to me or I'll come to you. I have a professional background in higher education of over 15 years and over 20 years of performing experience. Typically, the goal is to have fun as well as learn the instrument, all while maximizing efficiency so we can meet your goals." So the best guitar teacher in the universe is a bit of a stretch, but it's a little bit more exciting than "I offer guitar lessons," right? So even if the claim is a bit of a stretch, it grabbed people's attention. Jake's ad was funny, it grabbed attention. Jake didn't have customers beating down his doors right away, but within a few weeks, he had his first student. Initially, Jake told his wife for the side hustle to work, he really needed to quit his job. His wife wound up bringing him back into reality, and he continued working his day job, as well as offering lessons nights and weekends and on the side. A few months in, he branched off from Craigslist and also began running Google AdWords ads as well, locally for his city. Now, Jake started out at $50 per hour, while in the range of prices for guitar lessons is already somewhat on the high side. I remember when I used to take guitar lessons as a younger kid, they were about $15 per half hour, so I guess that would be $30 per hour. He gradually tested his customers' price sensitivity and eventually raised the prices anywhere from $80 per hour up to as much as $120 per hour, depending on the location, how many lessons people booked at a time. If you booked a package, you got a lower price, etc. His first month, Jake made $420. His second month, $1,035, and by month 7, he was bringing in $3,000 a month. So at this point, he did quit his day job, and he now brings in between $5,000 and $6,000 per month, working only 20 to 25 hours per week. He has a lot of longtime clients, and his ads, as well as word of mouth and referrals, keep the money flowing in, and allows Jake to spend a lot more time with his family. So lots of lessons from today's side hustle. First, this hustle started not only while working a full-time job, but also with a young child and a wife who is also working and going to school. If you think you're too busy to start a side hustle, I doubt most of you are as busy as Jake and have as much going on as him. Jake's advice is something that we talk about a lot here. There's no perfect time to get started, so just get started. Second, Jake's headline was fun, but his whole ad demonstrates his experience and authority, and he knows people are busy and wants to teach them to learn the guitar in an efficient manner. And lastly, Jake found his optimal price point. He could have stayed at $50 per hour, but he slowly raised his price. Every business or product has a range of what it can be sold for, and at some point when the price is raised too high, people can't just can't justify the cost. Jake figured out how to maximize his earnings while keeping his customers coming back. And with any business, your goal should be to approach that level and the highest level of what you can charge and also keep people happy. So we all have some unique skills or knowledge we can share, and if that knowledge is in demand, we may even be able to charge for it. I'll give you a similar example. A guy I knew a few years back wound up starting this. So when people want to learn to ride a motorcycle, there's a bit of a catch-22. You can't rent a motorcycle to practice on until you have your license, but you can't get your license until you know how to ride. There's motorcycle classes, but they're costly and it's typically difficult to get into. I remember years back when I looked into taking one, if you hadn't booked by January or February for the next summer, you were pretty much out of luck. Anyhow, a kid in my neighborhood took notice of this problem and did something about it. He rode a motorcycle and had a smaller motorcycle which was perfect for beginners to learn on. He offered motorcycle lessons. He would take you out to a parking lot, teach you the rules of the road for motorcycles, how to turn, how to shift, how to brake, basically how to ride a motorcycle. Then, as an additional service, he would allow you to rent his bike to take the motorcycle test on. Now, the motorcycle test can be a little bit tricky, especially on a larger motorcycle, but this guy's motorcycle was a 250cc bike, so a lot smaller, and on that bike, the test was pretty easy. So in addition to offering the use of his bike to his students to take the motorcycle test, he also ran ads on Craigslist, allowing anybody to rent his bike for the test. Now, many of his clients were actually longtime riders, more experienced than himself, but they couldn't pass the test on their big, Harley Davidson Dynaglide or whatever. So they wound up renting his 250cc bike to pass the test, and then would go on riding their Harley. Anyhow, the point of this story is just to show you that literally any skills you have can be monetized. Anything you know, I guarantee there's somebody else out there looking to learn that skill, whether it be canning fruits and vegetables, playing Yu-Gi-Oh, boxing, martial arts, sailing, really anything. If you have some unique skill set not a lot of people have, or which you think others would want to learn, give it a try. Place an ad on Craigslist or on a forum, see if you get any responses, and if you do, you may be onto something. Anyhow, guys, that is today's story. Rules for Rebels and Side Hustle Thursday signing off, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.